And we are live. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Beyond the 90. We've got a very special guest with us. Not seen him such a long, it feels like ages since we last had him on the channel and so much has changed. But Lewis, how are you doing, man? And how are Chelsea?
Not great. Not even going to try sugarcoat it to you. I'm still not over the Arsenal loss, but we're here, innit? It's FA Cup final weekend. It's a good way to turn things around, and for the Chelsea players too, because they look like they were saving their bodies for the FA Cup final. And personally, I'm not really that happy with that. So if you lot are going to throw a London derby away for this game, you better go and win it. So we'll see tomorrow, innit?
Yeah, especially with Man United doing the whatever they did, losing twice on the bounce as well. Because do you know what?
Can't even before we get that, you know.
Yeah,
we would be like 3 points off second if we had beaten Arsenal. So it's like,
oh, really?
Nice, they've lost again, but it don't mean nothing now because we can't do our job.
No, and if you won that, you would have been ahead of us, and you would have been at 3 points. We would have been 4 points away as well. So it goes both ways as well. So anyway, if you're watching, guys, make sure to check the link in the description, Lewis's channel and that. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, let's just get into it. Liverpool. Oh, I think it's a good place to start Liverpool because again, since yesterday, because the title's all wrapped up, the relegation zone is all done now. This the only thing that really people are fighting for is this top four. And for some reason, since Liverpool have won, everybody's gone, right, they're going to win everything. And I don't know about you if you've seen that. I'm like, come on, man, give us some respect at least.
Yeah, I don't expect us to be going into this game as massive favourites. Like, you lot have been in the top four more than we have this season. You lot have been more consistent than we have this season. And it's your first cup final as well. And I feel like that's going to come into effect for you guys because it's another chance for your players to make history for your club. Now, I'm not expecting this to be an easy game. I'm expecting you guys to sit deep and to be really hard to break down. And I expect us to be Chelsea in front of goal, which means we need about 7 chances before we can even think of one going into the back of the net. So any thoughts of this being a walk in the park or us being favourites, like, you don't know ball if you're thinking that. Like, I expect this to be a really tough game. And it could go either way. Chelsea could win this one. Leicester City could win this one. My bigger worry, I don't even know if it's bigger worry, but I think the overarching problem for me is the league match. Because I've got it stuck in my head that whoever wins the cup game isn't winning on Tuesday. And if we drop more points, then we've thrown top 4 away.
Do you think that? Because again, who have you got final game of the season?
Aston Villa, but Liverpool have a game in hand on us. They have an easy run in for the end of the season. And if we drop any points, we open the door to them back into the top 4.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not again, they found form, which means one match. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of thing where people are so transparent; they see it as just kind of it's very different. Anyway, in terms of that, I know that again, I think we'll probably come on to because again, 2 games in 4 days. I mean, normally you kind of prepare for both, but in this case, we're just preparing for the FA Cup final. I mean, you say you took your after ball. We took our after ball on Friday. We'll probably come on your show afterwards, talking about Shameless FC. So make sure you follow Lewis's channel down below. I'll be on that talking about that. But yeah, during that, like, we took our after ball and you did the same thing. So what do you think is the next big thing to like? Do you think that we're going to come back with a rebound because we did against Man United and people are writing us off because we beat a second string Man United team? However, we've not won there since 1998, and that makes a massive difference.
I could see a bounce back only because like we're really unpredictable like that. But the way that we're playing, especially with the run into the end of the season and with the games coming up, I kind of expect Chelsea not to not play at their full intensity, but to also be an element of protecting themselves for the cup final too. Like Pulisic, for example, he got an injury early into the Arsenal game, was barely making take-ons for the rest of the game after that because he was trying to protect himself. And this is what I'm expecting to see from a few players too. This is why I want to see rotation, but we're also in a position where we've dropped too many points. We've dropped way too many points at this stage in the season now. So it's really about just managing the games that we have. Like, I don't know, it all rides on the Leicester City match. It really does. If we drop more points in there, we've really shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, it all depends on the first game. To me, it depends how we manage the FA Cup final. If we lose that, I think the motivation we get coming out of that will get us to completely dominate the second game, and that's why I expect it to be. But if it goes the other way around and we win, I expect the shoe to be on the other foot for you guys as well.
Again, yeah, Mug FC puts the same thing. Whoever wins the FA Cup the next game, and I agree with you. That's how I think it will go. Whoever's head slumps goes, right, we're going to come back for revenge, but almost it will feel too late, to be honest. But at the same
That's
time,
the thing. It is too little, too late, but it happens too many times. Like, I remember Chelsea Liverpool in the FA Cup 2012, and then we played them at Anfield 4 days later, and we got battered 4-1. Then we had what was it? Liverpool versus Man City in the Carabao Cup. Liverpool won on penalties, and then Man City battered them at Anfield 3 days after that. Oh no, I think it was the other way around actually. Man City won and Liverpool battered them at Anfield. But a point still stands. Whoever loses the cup game absolutely smokes them in the next game because their motivation levels aren't the same.
no, they're not. And Anne puts here, Chelsea could end up winning 5th or nothing and winning a double and second. So that literally is kind of where it's at the moment. It's completely interchangeable.
I don't even think we get second anymore, though.
You think?
Like, I think we've thrown it. I think we've thrown it away. Like, we're still what? Where is the table? We are.
I'll get it
6
up for
points
you.
off Manchester United, so they have to lose every game now, and we have to win every match, and they've already lost 2. Asking Man United to lose 4 in a row at the end of the season, I don't even think Ole's capable of that.
No, he'll turn it.
Especially with their run of games coming up. Who do they have at the end too? Fulham already relegated and Wolves.
Yeah, not bothered.
It's not happening.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a sticky one, but we've done that to ourselves, innit? I'm more fuming that I've lost a bet because of that, if anything, because I didn't really think we were going to get second regardless. But now it's like we might not even get top 4.
Interesting. And I think, do you know what? I think we'll both be okay because the thing is with Liverpool, I'm not sure if they're actually going to turn up, to be honest. They've turned up for a couple of games, sure, but their form has just been like this all over the place, just like everybody's really. But the thing is, it just gets, for some reason, there's always a focus on it when Liverpool do well. Yes, they smoked a Man United team, but from what I've read and heard, I didn't watch the match, but Man United were poor as it was.
Yeah, but if I'm looking at their league form, like, when was their last loss? Their last loss was to Fulham in March. Since then, they're unbeaten in the Premier League, and they've got West Brom, Burnley, and Crystal Palace as their last 3 games. I don't expect them to drop any more points.
But it's only 4 teams this time as well. There's only 4 teams this time, so I can imagine there's no 5th spot if you guys win the Champions League, right? So is that a way you can qualify as well if you win the Champions League?
It would, but it wouldn't kick anybody out either. So it'd just be a position where there'd be 5 teams in the Champions League again.
Well, because it's going to be either you or Man City, and they've won the title, so they're definitely considered Champions League. So surely that's not the way to go about it. But that could be another route in if you lose top 4.
5th in the Champions League. We technically did it last time we won it because we finished 6th. I guess it fits with the same old similarities to this season and 11-12, I guess. Also lost to Arsenal at home for the first time since 11-12, so you never know. All we've done this season is make comparisons, and there's hella comparisons.
Yeah, and it's like even though we played a weak Man United team, we've not beaten them since '98, and anyway, we'll come back to the FA Cup final at least because we could talk about this forever. But from Thomas Tuchel, obviously I think Chelsea left. Tuchel came in after we beat you 2-0, right? I think it was that. That's the last
league game, yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. From what's happening then, Tuchel's took you on a run. I think this last game's obviously it's not his fault, but I came on Schaefer's. I was criticizing him, going, "How much has he done?" But I can see now, beating teams like Real Madrid and Manchester City, you know, he's doing bits. But this is his first real because his first chance to win a trophy as Manchester as a Chelsea fan, as a Chelsea manager. Is this going to be a big moment for him as well?
Big moment for him, but I wouldn't call it the biggest moment for him either. I feel like it's meant to. What's the right word to describe it? It's like supplementing the future, and it's the same thing for the Chelsea academy players. I've said I want them to win their first trophies. They get a taste of what it feels like to win for the club, and it makes them hungry for more and bigger trophies as well. And that's why I see the FA Cup final as I'm always happy if we win the FA Cup, but really and truly for me, it's a bonus trophy. It doesn't really define your season. It just kind of boosts it a little bit. If you've won a big trophy, like I know because Chelsea Leicester, we're going to see it from different perspectives. I completely understand that. But for me, it's like, if we win it, cool. But last time we won it, we finished 5th. And I didn't care about it because we finished 5th. I was happy about it for like an hour or two. And I realized the season was still shocking regardless. If you win a Champions League or an FA Cup or a Premier League with it, it's like a double. It just boosts it, makes it even better. But for me, it's like our season isn't going to be defined by winning the FA Cup. Our season's going to be defined by being in the Champions League for another season. Or in this case, winning the whole damn thing. So for me, I'm always going to be happy if we win. I'm not going to turn my nose at it or anything. But if we win this and we still drop top 4, it ain't a good season for me. Like, regardless, we're still out of the Champions League.
Yeah. And so I've put in like kind of your focus. Would it be Champions League first, winning that one, then top 4, then FA Cup? That's your like order of priority.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Okay.
I think for me, Champions League qualification is the biggest thing for me, other than actually going and winning the entire trophy. But that's the thing. Winning the FA Cup, it doesn't really guarantee you being in the Champions League. It guarantees Europa League trophies. I've always said, if you could get Champions League qualification off winning the FA Cup, it instantly becomes a much more important trophy.
Yeah.
And a lot more teams take it seriously too.
Yeah, and that's the thing at the moment. I think that at the moment with how Leicester are doing against their first final in 52 years. So imagine this is a massive, massive deal that we've reached. We celebrated that, and the fact that we got that. It's I think 1962. We had somebody in our comments. I think Derek, who might be in the comments below, but he was saying that he went since he was 7. He went to his first one. Now he's 7. Now he's 57, and this is like he's coming on 60, and this was his opportunity. I just thought that was amazing in itself. So I think Leicester are going to be up to it. A couple of players I wanted to touch on as well. Obviously, N'Golo Kante. I know he's a massive player for when we won the league, but is he going to be fit for this game? Because I've seen kind of contradicting things.
I think Tuchel said in his press conference that everyone is back in training for the game. So I'd expect him to be fit. Like, he wasn't even out injured for the Arsenal game. It was like he pulled up in training with a little feeling in his Achilles, and as a precaution, we took him out of the Arsenal game just to be on the safe side. Because Kante's he's a lot more injury prone than he has been in recent years, so you have to be a lot more attentive with him. So I understand that even with how the Arsenal game went, I get N'Golo Kante not being featured in there, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But he should be back in time for the final.
I mean, he's a player that we're kind of scared of. I think, did he play against... I can't remember if he played... I think he might have been injured when we played against you last time. But again, this season seems so long.
Yeah.
Like we've not been to a football game. It just... That literally seems like last season.
Yeah, I think he was injured the last time we did play. But him and Jorginho together have been excellent the last 2 matches. There's been a question about whether he gets in over Jorginho and Kovacic in midfield because of their chemistry and their understanding. But the understanding between the pair of them has improved levels, and Kante's final ball's even been improving. So it's slowly looking like we're seeing the Kante from old back, and it's perfect timing too.
I think so. Another player, obviously, that joined this year, Ben Chilwell. We've obviously watched him, and I think I was watching Crago's channel as well, where he was talking about put some effort in, and we were the last time, and I was thinking, man, that sounds exactly how we were saying when we sell to you. He just kind of moves forward, pass the ball back, but he's got quite a few goals and assists this season as well.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Chilwell really hasn't been as bad as we thought he would have been throughout the season, especially from what I was hearing from you and from other Leicester fans at the time. He's had, there was the period in December where everybody dropped off, and Ben Chilwell was one of the players that dropped off too. And when Tuchel came in, he hadn't really picked up form either, so he did get dropped by Marcus Alonso. And that was also because of the teams that we were playing as well. Marcus Alonso, you can make a case for him being better than Chilwell going forward. I think it's an even case for both sides, but it's the only one where there's actually a debate between Alonso and Chilwell. And because we were facing a string of teams like Burnley, Sheffield United, Newcastle, all these sorts of teams that are going to sit deep against us, it makes sense that you play wing backs, attacking wing backs, because you need more of those attacking options. So it made sense to play Alonso over an out of form Chilwell. But his form's definitely picked up in recent weeks. He's been instrumental for us the last few games. Has popped up with some key assists as well. And he looks to be back to his best, which, thank God, because you were speaking about Chilwell a few months ago, and I was like, yeah, you lot were right about this guy still. But nah, he's turned things around.
Yeah, because I was going to say Alonso's been obviously popping up with popping up with the goal against Man City and stuff like that. Just a question from Marlon as well. How good do you think the Leicester squad is? It is pretty good, but you can't compare it to Chelsea's. I mean, Chelsea have got squad strength in depth for days. We haven't. Where do you think you've ranked?
Yeah, but if it's 11v11, I think it's a very even debate. Like defensively, you lot are very underrated players. Kasper Schmeichel's always going to be a quality keeper. I'll stand by Edouard Mendy for this season, but you guys will stand by Kasper as well, and fair enough. Jamie Vardy, Iheanacho on big form, and your whole midfield in general. Like, we got a great midfield, but you lot got a great midfield too. This is why I'm saying we are not favourites for this game. This is a very even match, but it's also why I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it will kind of determine what we can do in a season, if that makes sense. Obviously, because this is not a priority for you. This is a priority for us. But at the same time, we've got the likes of, you compare it to the way that Arsenal have dropped off this season, the way the Spurs are kind of in turmoil. Same with like North London is just in a wreck coming into the summer. What's going to happen? Nobody knows. Always has been. But
I had someone dick in there.
But fair enough. Just with that going on, you're just thinking, right, now we're in a decent position. Can we capitalize on it? And even just take it back a couple of games ago, people are saying, "Are Leicester bottle job managers? Is Brendan Rodgers a bottle job? Leicester a bottle job club? Is Brendan Rodgers a bottle job manager?" But now that's not the question at all. And I just think it's funny how that's the case. But again, if we go and win the trophy, that's going to be massive. But again, just coming on to Tuchel this season, and would you expect to see like wholesale changes? Because obviously you were playing a much weaker side, but not your starting 11 against Arsenal.
Wholesale. Well, I want Zuma out the starting lineup immediately, to be honest, after that Arsenal shocker. Kepa, I was going to say I want Mendy in goal, but Kepa's going to start, which is fine, whatever. I get it. He's been playing every round to final, so give it to him, whatever. Back three, Christensen probably comes back into the squad. Again, thank God. I need a defender that can play with the ball with his feet. Wing backs will probably stay the same. I expect it to be James and Chilwell. Kante will come in for Billy Gilmore, but Jorginho should probably stay in his position. Front three, weirdly enough, it is like we played one of our strongest front threes against Arsenal, but we just never. You
had no out striker, right? You had Mount.
It was Mount, Havertz, and Pulisic.
Pulisic, that was it.
No Timo Werner, but same way. I don't really know if Werner suits this sort of game either. It'd be good to press you guys' back line, but if you lot are sitting deep and you aren't giving them space in behind, there's only really so much you can do, which is why Kai Havertz would probably work in this game. And I'm also hoping Kai Havertz would be motivated to show exactly what he's capable of, because the only thing everyone's thinking was his howler against Arsenal, the big miss. So I don't know. With our attack, it's like whoever we put in there, we're not going to take our chances. So does it even matter at this point? No, I'm at the point. I've spent so much months defending our attack, and I rate our attackers too. We have a lot of great quality players in our attack. Just please, could someone just put the ball in the back of the net? Like, it would be so.
It's not Pulisic, sorry, Ziyech of recent as well. Ziyech has been doing that.
Ziyech has definitely picked up over the last few weeks, but he's more a creator than a finisher. Like, we'll see him with key goals and everything, but it's very similar where it's him and Werner running at high lines, and they're able to make runs in between the lines, and then it's a Werner pass towards Hakim Ziyech. So I wouldn't really say we're relying on Ziyech to score our goals. If anyone, it's more Havertz and Werner. And Havertz isn't a bad finisher. Ignore the howler against Arsenal. He's a good finisher. It's just he's not a powerful finisher. He always goes for placement over power. And that time against Arsenal, it's the one time he goes for power and you actually want him to place the hit. It's like we'll never do what we actually should do in front of goal. But FA Cup final, I hope somebody scores in it. That's the only way we're getting through this game. If someone manages to put the ball in the back of the net, just don't ask me who's going to score. I ain't got a clue. For all I know, it'll be Mendy in the 96th minute or something.
Yeah, I remember you were saying like you've got three players that are on like top scorers of like 7, was it? Or like Jorginho was one of them. I can't remember.
Jorginho, Mount, is it Tammy? I think Tammy as well.
That's
It might be
crazy.
Tammy. Ah, God knows. Like the thing with Chelsea, we have the most goal scorers in the league. We don't have a specific goal scorer that we rely on. Just someone
Mhm.
ends up putting the ball in the net out. Finally,
Is that what you want though? Because at the end of the day, where you've got that kind of the whole system in general, that's what you want, surely, an out and out goal scorer, or is that something you can look for in the summer as well? Because that's kind of you're looking at
that's one of
obviously,
our biggest things.
yeah,
We need an out and out goal scorer. It's just easier said than done, especially in this market. Your only real options: Lewandowski ain't leaving Bayern Munich. Haaland isn't worth 150 million in my point of view. Romelu Lukaku, he's not leaving Inter Milan, which is such a
I
shame
couldn't
because
see
he's my
it.
number one pick. And Harry Kane, like, what's his name? Daniel Levy wouldn't even sell us a virus, let alone actually sell us Harry Kane, regardless of how much we paid. So, good luck looking for a striker. That's why if we're not getting a striker, Havertz is still my number one option up front. It's
That's so
just
strange with Werner, especially with the beginning of the season, what you guys was and what everybody was saying, and everybody's
no, as a
fancy
false
football team
nine.
as well.
As a false nine, Kai Havertz is a baller, and I see so much potential in him in that position. It's just he needs a bit more power behind his shot, and that is it. Like I'm really
Mhm.
not complaining about any other aspect of his game other than that. And even then, he doesn't take shots badly. It's just he don't really take him with a lot of power. So if it isn't out the goalkeeper's reach, it's just too easy for them. That's where the biggest problem is with him.
Yeah, and just coming on to obviously on the goalkeeper, just coming in front of that, Derek's put your informed player is Rudiger. I mean, he's come out of absolutely nowhere. I know he tends to do quite well against Leicester, from what I remember, scoring corners and headers and stuff like that. But he's been playing fantastically of recent. Could you see him starting alongside Silva or a back three? I think it is.
Him, Silver, and Christensen for me. Like everyone defensively has improved under Thomas Tuchel, except really Kurt Zuma. To be honest, Kurt Zuma's gone backwards since Tuchel's joined. Under Frank Lampard, he was one of the best defenders in the league. One of our
Mhm.
highest got that was it. Was it Kurt Zuma who was one of our top goal scorers as well? And it was literally
From
just off
set
headers from Mason.
pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. That was our most dangerous goal scoring threat for the whole first half of the season. Mount corner, Kurt Zuma in the back of the net. But under Thomas Tuchel, because we play in a back three, he needs to be more comfortable with the ball at his feet, and he isn't. He plays like he has 2 left feet, and he just looks like a mistake waiting to happen if he's on the ball for too long. So, like, he's the only one that hasn't really improved under Tuchel. But Christensen's been amazing, Rudiger's been amazing, and Thiago Silva's just been Thiago Silva.
Is he going to be a player? Because obviously, we're going to have. I think somebody put earlier if Evans is going to start. The thing is with
Wait,
Evans,
does
yes.
Silva even start?
Surely Thiago Silva starts for you guys because our Thiago
No,
Silva
because think
is
about it though.
Evans.
No, because think about it though. Because he started the game on Wednesday. I feel like the game on Tuesday is equally as important, if not even more important at this point of the season now. Are we going to make Thiago Silva play 3 games in a row
At
with the
36.
Champions League final in 2 weeks? I feel like he has to get dropped in one of these games.
Might, yeah, I could. You see, I
As
think
be
this is just where the
Christensen and
perspective
Rudiger,
is
I'm not.
different. You expect to get to a final. We're going to put out everything. Johnny Evans is going to play if he's got 2 legs attached to him because he's that important for us. But I think I see how I'm looking at your squad like I would look at Leicester, and it's just a different way that you guys are looking at it.
Yeah, because with us, we've got the game on Tuesday to look forward to as well, and we've also got the Champions League final.
Yeah.
I don't know. Silva gets rested for one of these games. I feel like it's a big statement if you drop him in the FA Cup final. But as be Christensen Rudiger, like I'm not against that. Maybe Christensen doesn't play the final because he is just coming off the injury that kept him out of the Arsenal game. So it could be a Silva, Azpilicueta, Rudiger. But it's either, yeah. To be honest, it'll be one of those two in the back three. It all depends on what Tuchel goes in for the day, but if Silva starts this one, he definitely doesn't start on Tuesday. That's just a given.
Yeah, and that'll just be stupid of him too, especially when you've got Christiansen's back now. But just coming on to that, is there one player that we should look out for? Because with Leicester, it's kind of like all over the pitch. There is places you could exploit, but if because we don't even know who will start. Like, we don't know who will start for Leicester. It will be our strongest 11, but we haven't got an out-and-out person on that left-hand side. Luke Thomas is doing sick, but he's only 19 years old. And it positionally was very good. But do you risk him against Chelsea for as a wing back, because he would get exposed against Azpilicueta as well? So we're not sure on that. But is there anybody who you would say keep an eye on him because they're going to be dangerous? Because I know you're a big Reece James stan, and he was doing bits against Man City.
It would just be anybody, really. And I don't mean to say that in a cocky way either. It's
I get what you mean.
I don't really think we have a key player. Like, maybe Jorginho, in terms of him controlling our attacks and everything. And I always say, if Jorginho's having a bad game, the whole team will have a bad game. Like we'll see with the Arsenal game as an example. Because he's the guy controlling and dictating our plays. So if I had to pinpoint one play, it would probably be Jorginho. But in terms of who's going to outright cause us damage during the match, it could be anybody. In the front three, it's just whoever wants to be clinical. Mason Mount, we all know, is going to be a big problem in the game. Mm-hmm. I think Kai Havertz, if he plays, would be another problem. Werner is just Werner. You know what he brings to the team. You just also know as well, if he finished, no one would ever slander his name. It's just he don't really finish.
That's football for you as well.
Know the wing backs. You already know what to expect from Ben Chilwell. Defensively, we're always watertight. Ignore the howler on Wednesday. I can't get past the howler on Wednesday. I'm really sorry, but Jorginho or Mount, I'll say those are our two key players.
Yeah, because I can imagine that result, because everybody was cheering on Tuchel. I don't know if you saw how the media changes, because we saw it on our end where we lose against Newcastle, and again we'll probably get on that on your show. Just absolutely rubbish again. But the thing is, I was like, when you guys lost that match, was there a lot of like, oh, top four's all open now, or was it just kind of like, right, this is what it is? Because from what you're hearing, again, people have said before, I think Rich has put already, shout out Rich, hopefully we'll see you soon, mate. But 2-1 to Leicester, he goes, I think we've got this. I feel like that too. Anything could happen, but for us, like,
you guys have every reason to be confident for this game. Like, I wouldn't want you guys going into this game thinking, oh shit, it's Chelsea. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I don't expect it from you guys. Like, we're at the point where it's not even, oh, it's Leicester City punching with the big boys again. No, like, you lot are here, innit? If we're going to call Arsenal and Tottenham big six clubs, like, you lot might as well be here too.
And that's what I mean. And it's still weird to think of us. Again, the thing is, mate, I've supported them for years when they were crap, absolutely crap. I mean, talking like League One days, just couldn't get in the top half of the Championship. And these owners just come and taken us to a new level. And we've got some amazing players that are right kind of on form. I mean, you were saying about Jorginho, who dictates your play. For us, it's Tielemans. He's that guy, number 8, just gets the ball, spreads it. He can play, and he can cut defenses open at times, and it's unbelievable. But that's the thing. I'm glad you've come on, but at the same time, it's as for last time I felt confident we went 4 down to Newcastle at home. Yeah, I know, mate. That's the problem. You can't call it, but at the same time,
last time I felt confident, like Arsenal did the double over us, so here we are, innit?
Yeah. And that's just what it is. Last time I felt confident as well. We lost 3-1 to Leeds, and it's just one of those things where you don't know. But at the same time, mate, how's the fixtures holding up for you? Because I imagine you've had games in midweek against Real Madrid as well. Because we are just about sellotaping our team together at the moment, and like, right, just Johnny Evans having injections to send him out for the FA Cup final. Because literally, that's all. That's literally, if we can get him fit and get him out there, that's all we care about.
Yeah, we're not really having that much of injury problems, if I'm being honest. Like, Kovacic is a bit of a scare, but everyone's back for the final. We don't really have any big injury problems. We've rotated pretty well, but that's the difference in depth between both of the sides too. So we're more prepared for this than you guys are. I think the more you guys stay in the top 4 and the more you guys get that Champions League money, the more you guys can stabilize your squad too. And you guys are good enough with scouting that I think within 2-3 years of regular European football, you guys should have your base ready, that you guys will actually have a squad to stay within the top 6 too. I think with you guys right now, it's about maintaining your position more as actually trying to go for titles or trophies. Like, if you win the FA Cup, you win the FA Cup. It's a brilliant achievement for you guys as a club. But I think for you guys, it's more about stabilizing your position in the big 6 more because I think that's what's more important to your club in the long term.
It definitely is. Anyway, Lewis, I just want to say, appreciate you coming on, man. Anytime. Anyway, make sure to click the link in the description. All of his Lewis's social medias there. Also, catch me on in if you're watching this live, in about an hour and a half or 5 our time. I'm part of Shameless FC, as Lewis has kindly invited me on to slander North London, and it's going to be a fun one, isn't it?
No, I'm getting slandered, not North London this week. Can't be arsed.
it's gonna be definitely fun one, so make sure you check that out.
The only one. Flawless's team got roasted, and we still got the Newcastle game at least.
Yeah, you've got the Newcastle roast me about because everybody else is having a mare at the moment.
Bro, I am not roasting anybody. We lost to Arsenal. I'm staying humble this week. I can't even lie to you, man.
Fair enough. Anyway, if you want to check out Lewis's channel, link in the description. We'll see. Make sure check it out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see everybody in the next video. Come on, Leicester. We'll see you in a bit.